Okay, 1.4 solid linear equations. Something you'd be able to do is be able to solve for a particular letter depending on it. We kind of practice this when we did our Celsius Fahrenheit project going back between Fahrenheit and Celsius. You'll see some equations there. You need to solve for a variable means to rewrite the equation as an equivalent equation in which a variable is on one side by itself and does not appear on the other side. So being able to get a variable by itself is to be able to solve for a variable. So I put these big boxes here because I wanted you to focus on solve for the variable before you did anything else. A lot of times that made people, do that. And I forgot to change out my notes for that. I apologize, but I think it'll be more helpful. So we have C equals 2 pi r. Okay, C equals 2 pi r. So if I want to solve, should be solved for r. If I want to solve for r, what I'm going to do is divide by 2 pi. So radius, which is the radius equals circumference divided by 2 times pi, is what you want. Okay. So then, let's see if I can delete that. I don't need that. So then it says, then find the radius of a circle with a circumference of 44 inches. By solving for radius, now this problem's a lot easier than if I solved it the other way. So now I can say radius this out, equals circumference, which is 44 inches, divided by 2 times pi. And 44 divided by 2 pi is, let's use parentheses, about 7. Okay, so we say approximately radius is approximately 7 inches. Okay, so make sure you always focus on solve for the letter first, then solve the problem. It's easy to solve the problem, but you need to focus on solving for the letter first to be able to get it by itself. Again, these are guided practice. We'll do those in class together. If you have questions, ask. So solve the formula P equals 2L plus 2W for W. So perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times W. First thing I want to do is subtract 2L. So we have 2W equals perimeter minus 2 times length. Next thing I want to do is divide by 2, divide by 2. So we get W equals perimeter minus twice the length divided by 2. And that'll give you your answer. You can separate it if you want to, but I think that looks pretty good right there. So now we can solve for the rest of the part. So then find the width of a rectangle with a length of 12 meters and a perimeter of 41 meters. Okay. So we do width equals perimeter, which is 41 meters, minus 2 times the length, which is 12 meters, divided by 2. So we have 41 minus 24 over 2. 41 minus 24 is 6, 10, 17. And 17 divided by 2 is 8.5 meters. And that would be your answer. Okay? So make sure, again, that's why I put those blocks in the way. Solve for the letter first. Get in the habit of solving for the letter first, and then solving for everything else. The most important thing is solving for the letter. I know you guys know how to solve the other equations. Again, guided practice. You can practice these on your own. Just make sure you solve for the letter first and then do what they ask you to do after that. All right, the most important thing, rewriting equations approach, you use solve formula for variable can be applied to other algebraic equations. So a lot of times you have to write equations slope intercept form. That is getting a variable by itself. So if they say solve 9x minus 4y equals 7 for y, First thing we're going to do is subtract 9x from both sides. So we have negative 4y equals negative 9x plus 7. Then we want to divide by negative 4. So we get y equals 9 fourths x minus 7 fourths. And that would be your answer. So once you do that, then we can do what this asks us to do, which is what? Then find the value of y when x equals negative 5. So then you can plug it in, y equals 9 fourths times negative 5 minus 7 fourths. So that means y equals negative 45, because 9 times negative 5 is negative 45 over 4 minus 7 fourths, which gives us y equals negative 45 minus 7 is negative 52 over 4, which gives us negative 13. Okay, so again, you have to have both parts to have the right answer. You can't just solve for y equals negative 13. That's what a lot of people like to do. You have to solve for the variable first, then you have to get the other answer. Let's see here. All right, so this is a nonlinear equation. It says solve for y, get y by itself. But notice how 2 and x both have a y. So what we have to do is the opposite of distributive property, which is factor. We have to factor out a y. So we're left with 2 plus x equals 6. Then, to get y by itself, we have to divide by 2 plus x. And so we get y equals 6 over 2 plus x. And this is actually a rational equation, which we'll get to later. So now we can solve the next part. Then find the value of y when x equals negative 3. So we can do y equals 6 over 2 plus negative 3. That's y equals 6 over negative 5, or negative 6 fifths. Okay. Now the most important thing, again, is you get the variable by itself, all right? If you notice that they both have the same letter and you need to solve that, you may have to factor to solve for it. Okay? Again, these, if they say solve for y, this one you wouldn't necessarily have to because it only has one y. Okay, but this one has two y, so you might have to factor it. The rest of them should be able to just put in slope-intercept form and solve for it. Okay. So that's a pretty quick one. That's your assignment. If you have any questions, bring them to class, and that is it.